Our next story comes with a sinking feeling. It's about China, the second most populous nation in the world. China is home to 1.4 billion people, and now land is sinking underneath their feet. A new study is out. It's the first to measure subsidence across many parts of China. And here is what it says. Chinese cities are growing rapidly, and with that, they're also sinking. Nearly half of China's urban areas are sinking faster than 3 millimeters per year. These areas have 29% of the country's population. That's 406 million people living on slowly sinking land. Meanwhile, 16% of the urban areas are losing more than 10 millimeters of elevation per year, meaning 67 million people are rapidly sinking. The numbers may seem small, but they accumulate quickly. In 100 years, a quarter of China's coastal land will sit below sea level. And there are two parts to it. One, China is sinking, and two, the sea level is rising, thanks to climate change. And this makes a dangerous combination. We don't have to wait for a century to witness the consequences. They're already upon us. With every little decline in elevation, the country is at a greater risk of flooding. You may remember the floods of 2023. That's when record rain drenched China. More than 1 million people were displaced and dozens died. If China continues to sink, such scenarios will only worsen. It's a national problem. But how did it occur? There are two reasons. First, the infrastructure. China has 600 million buildings, 600 million. Their sheer weight is pushing down on the ground. Secondly, China does not have enough groundwater, so cities are rampantly pumping water from the underground. Now, parts of the underground are hollow, and this is causing the land to sink. Not just that, the land is also collapsing. We saw this last year in the city of Tianjin. Streets suddenly split apart. There were giant cracks, and thousands of residents had to be evacuated. Tianjin is one of the fastest sinking places in China, but it's not alone. Beijing, the capital city, is also among the worst hit. So is Shanghai, a major center for finance and manufacturing. And this is not good news for President Xi Jinping. But what has he done about it? Not very much. It seems he fails to grasp the gravity of sinking land. Yes, Beijing has introduced some new laws to control groundwater pumping. Shanghai and surrounding areas have been limiting water withdrawal, but other cities have received stepchild treatment. Plus, China's coastal areas have built physical protection. This has helped retain water, but sinking land is not just a coastal problem. China needs to focus on urban cities as well, some of which are sinking faster than coastal cities. So they must act fast, maybe learn from other nations. Like Italy, the UK, the US, the Netherlands, India, Indonesia, Thailand and Bangladesh, parts of these countries are sinking as well. And how are they coping? Well, some nations are injecting water into the soil. Venice in Italy is building sea walls. Indonesia's Jakarta is sinking rapidly, so they're building a whole new capital city from scratch. So the measures differ. Some are about prevention, others are about accepting the reality of a losing game and starting a new one. But whichever path China takes, the decision must come before it has to choose whether to sink or swim.